I'm sure that everyone will agree that having a rich and robust vocabulary is a huge benefit during a child's school life and beyond. Vocabulary growth doesn't just happen overnight. It's something that needs to be developed through consistent practice and by challenging children to expand their knowledge. Hi everyone, I'm Natalie from My Progression, and this video will give you 8 tips to boost vocabulary in Key Stage 2. This video will be especially useful when preparing children for the 11 plus or Year 6 SATs. You've probably seen a previous video on My Progression on oracy, but what's the difference between vocabulary and oracy? A vocabulary is a set of familiar words within a person's language. A vocabulary usually develops with age and serves as a useful and fundamental tool for communication and acquiring knowledge. Oracy is the ability to articulate ideas, develop understanding, and engage with others through spoken language. The way I view the difference is oracy is the effectiveness to communicate your ideas, and vocabulary is the amount of words you have to do so. They go hand in hand, and you can't be successful at oracy without a rich vocabulary. But you could have a rich vocabulary and not good oracy. Vocabulary is a critical part of exams and assessment, but the preparation for this needs to start long before the exam itself. Vocabulary is often one of the toughest aspects of the 11 plus exam, and if a student's language is limited, it can really hold them back when tackling English and verbal reasoning questions. Although the 11 plus exam comes in different formats depending on locality or individual school requirements, testing always focuses heavily on vocabulary, both meaning and understanding. Pupils will need to interpret vocabulary and have a strong understanding of words for comprehension tasks, show recognition and comprehend the meaning of individually highlighted words within sentences, choose or match correct synonyms and antonyms, complete sentences by selecting the best word from options given, spot incorrect spellings or errors in tricky words, have a secure knowledge of grammar terminology, and use imaginative and interesting vocabulary for effective creative writing. I'm going to go through the 8 tips to boost vocabulary, and some will sound obvious, but you might be surprised by number 8. Number 1, read, and read. Words stick in your head when you read them or hear them used. I love reading, and it's an interest I've had since I was very young. I've loved lessons that incorporated books. Children should continue to be read to at this age, alongside reading by themselves, allowing for discussion and questioning of the vocabulary read, and encouraging growth in contextual understanding. Audiobooks are another great way of exposing children to language and vocabulary. You could incorporate this into a variety of lessons. For example, in art, they could design a front cover for a book you've just read to them. Number 2, variety is the spice of life. Reading material should be as varied as possible. Mix fiction and non-fiction. Try out different authors, genres, and books from different cultures, and become acquainted with the classics, as these tend to use words no longer used in common parlance, and they're not likely to hear their friends using this language, like the word parlance, and more challenging vocabulary which is often tested through the exams. Number 3, talk. When talking with your pupils, don't be afraid to use big words. Children are naturally curious and will enjoy using new and interesting vocabulary. When a child asks the meaning of a word, use words that they already know to explain and illustrate it. When they get the idea, ask them to describe it using their own words and give an example of the word in action to see if they really understand. Encourage your class to make up oral stories and ask them questions to prompt or introduce new vocabulary. For example, the child says, "The pirate found an island." You can say, was it a tropical island or a deserted island? What could an alternative word for found be? Discovered or unearthed? Reinforce learned vocabulary by using it in daily conversation. Number 4, games. Crosswords and word search puzzles are another way to teach spelling and develop synonyms and antonym skills. They make the learning fun, and you could add an element of competition to the puzzle. Think about subscribing to Word of the Day feeds that you can write on the board and discuss every morning. The children can then answer questions about what they think the word means. Number 5, practice. Take time to use 11 Plus or SATS vocabulary lists and practice the vocabulary any place and any time. However, be sure to break it down into manageable chunks, around 10 to 20 words each time. The list is long. Mix the list up to include easier words, commonly misspelt words, and some difficult ones. This will help your students get used to the assortment of words. Try to vary the learning using oral and written techniques. Encourage your students to put the word into a sentence to confirm their understanding. It's also a good idea to encourage them to find synonyms and antonyms of the words they're learning too. A dictionary and a thesaurus are very useful to aid learning, but do ensure that your class can put the meaning in their own words and not just copy the dictionary definition. Oh, and be prepared for them to find the rude words and circle them. Make flashcards and use post-it notes to aid word retention and recognition, placing them around the classroom. Number 6, mini tests. Every other week, construct a little test to ensure the new words are embedded. This will help break the forgetting curve and allow them to retain the knowledge. To break your own forgetting curve, check out our video on the forgetting curve. And whilst you're there, like, subscribe, and click on the bell to keep hearing more from My Progression. Remember, good vocabulary needs development over time, and children need frequent exposure to words. Just learning new words once will not be enough. Some words have more than one meaning, so where this is the case, make sure you learn each different meaning. Number 7, don't forget the spelling. Knowing how to spell words and spotting mistakes in words is a key skill to be practiced for exams and assessments. Focus on a few words a day. You can use the look, cover and write method. Orally spell the words. Write the word in fun colours or shapes to make them memorable. Spell the word as many times in 30 seconds. Use mnemonics or fun ways to help remember tricky ones. For example, 1 coffee, 2 sugars for necessary. And finally, number 8, journaling. Typically, we think of journaling as a dear diary at the end of the day or creating our memoir. However, something that could be really useful is to encourage children to get used to note-taking. When a child is reading, either by themselves or with an adult, encourage them to have a notebook with them to jot down interesting and challenging vocabulary and phrases. This helps to broaden their language and allows them to have a record of new words that they've learned. This will also aid their creative writing, as they can use ideas from successful authors. Preparing children for exams and assessments will really help reduce the stress that comes along with it. And we know how stressful exam season is. Having a rich vocabulary will allow them to smash their assessments, but also allow them to be successful in all aspects of their lives. I've been Natalie from My Progression, and if you've enjoyed this video on boosting vocabulary, then check out the rest of our channel for more on working in education. And let's keep your career in motion.